That's really evil. You lying. You faking. But you really, you can see the brother is trying, and you can see the brother's doing the work, but all in all, you want him to fall off. You want him to, you know what I'm saying? You can see him trying his best through the Spirit to walk the path through faith and being that living sacrifice, but the whole time in your mind is like, man, I hope he fall off. You ain't encouraging them at all, man. You just want to see them crash and burn, like I said, and eat the missiles or take the tip. Man, where's the encouragement in that? The exhortation, the simplicity in that, the honesty in that.
That's being wicked to your brother.
That's being wicked to your brother. And if you sincere, and you see him going through things, and y'all a body, that's gonna hurt the body, right? So you want to encourage him and lift him up to, hey, look, hey, keep the faith, bro. Don't let that shit bother you that's going on in the world. Hey, keep the faith, keep walking on this path, man. Hey, it ain't gonna be long, brother. We're gonna get up out of this shit, Lord willing, soon. So you encourage your brother to stay in it, and keep searching the scriptures, and keep coming out here teaching, and keep doing the will of YAHAWASHI. You just don't, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, Mark. But the whole time you like, man, I hope this nigga fall off. I can't stand him, man. He's weak in the faith. I can't stand him. I ain't got time to encourage him. That's being lazy, man. That ain't being diligent. As a leader, nah. So you encourage other brothers to be their way towards other brothers. Hey, encourage them, man. Don't have no fake love towards them. Hey, any problem you got against another brother, hey, man, you need to be praying to get that demonic spirit off of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. That's being honest, man. If you got an issue with a brother, you need to pray to get that demonic spirit off of you, because that's evil, man. That's dissimulation, man. You hide your thoughts. Okay? You need to be sincere with a brother, because when everything is, you know, brothers gonna have their differences, because we gonna go into it. Brothers gonna have their differences, and it might be a separation. But all in all, you see that brother doing the work, and you see him applying the scriptures the best of his ability. You don't wish death and destruction on him. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't wish death and destruction on a brother, because he can be profitable for this ministry. You know, he's doing the will of YAHAWASHI. So read that for me one more time.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation.
Yeah, hide your thoughts, man. You know, hide your thoughts, how you really feel about a brother, man. Hey, man, like I say, man, that shit is going on in Israel behind the scenes, man. I'm fucking telling you right now. Okay, if you can't see it, then shit, that's on you. But it's going on. Okay, and it's some straight bullshit. But it's going on. And the Most High gonna fix that situation. He gonna do it. Shit, that shit evil. Okay? So read that for me one more time.
Romans chapter 12, verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good.
Cleave to that which is good. And hiding a brother, hiding the way you truly feel about a brother, and you thinking evil of him, hey, man, that shit, that ain't cleaving to that which is good at all. The scriptures don't teach that. It said love without dissimulation. Okay? Hey, man, that's real. Them cold cuts right there. You got, like, give me, well, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example how brothers have personal issues, but all in all is gonna be rekindled and fixed if they part of the elect and the Most High see fit to where it be fixed, man. But if brothers not praying and sincere, hey, man, it ain't gonna work. Somebody gonna end up being destroyed, man. It's just what it is, man. Or both of them. That's just what it is, man. I ain't being honest, man. You know? So this is Acts chapter 12, verse 25. Hey, you want to read it out? Acts chapter 12, because I can get it.
This is Acts chapter 12, verse 25. And Barnabas and Saul returned from Jerusalem when they had fulfilled their ministry, and took with them John, whose surname was Mark.
The focus is on Paul, Barnabas, and Mark. So they all knew each other. Okay? Just the focus on Paul, Barnabas, and Mark. Okay? Now we finna jump to Acts 13 and 13. Acts 13 and 13. No, I read it. I just feel like reading right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be like this, bro. I want to get it in. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You brothers relax. This is Acts chapter 13, verse 13. And when Paul and his company loosed from Paros is Patpos. Yeah, Patpos. I said Paros, Salaki. Patpos. And it says they came to Persia and Pamphylia. Now, Persia and Pamphylia, that's I believe that was the capital of Pamphylia. Okay? And John departed from them, returning to Jerusalem. Now John, surname known as Mark. So it was Barnabas, Paul, and John, surname Mark, right? Now, and it says, verse 14. So Mark left him, okay? So it's just Barnabas and Paul. So Mark left him, okay? It says, but when they departed from Perga, they came to Antioch in Pisidia, and went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and sat down. And after the reading of the law and the prophets, the rulers of the synagogue sent unto them, saying, Ye men and brethren, if ye have any word of exhortation for the people, say on. Verse 16. Then Paul stood up and beckoned, meaning he gave a hand signal. He gave a hand signal. Right? With his hand said, Men of Israel, and ye that fear the power, give audience. Right? So I just read that to show you that Mark left, and it was just Paul and Barnabas. So Mark went back to Jerusalem. Okay? Now I read this again. I jump to where I want to go, right? Mark went back to Jerusalem. Now we're finna jump over to, let me see, let me make sure, I don't want to lose track. We're finna jump over to Acts 15 and 36, okay? Now, the reason why I'm reading this is because you have personal issues with brothers in this truth, but you keep it honest, okay? You still keep it honest. You don't try to hide and make it seem like you got love for a brother, but you really don't, okay? You be honest, okay? And Paul in this situation was straight up and honest, okay? He didn't hide nothing, okay? He straight up told you. This is Acts 15 and 36, right? You want to read it? You want to read it? One of y'all, either one of y'all. Okay.
This is Acts chapter 15, verse 36. And some days after Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord.
So it's Paul and Barnabas. Okay. So they finna go visit the brethren. Okay. Go ahead.
And see how they do.
And see how they do. Okay. So you got to remember, Mark left him. He went back to Jerusalem, but it never give you a reason why he went back to Jerusalem. But everything that was written for our learning. Okay? But they never give you a reason why Mark went back to Jerusalem. Okay? Go ahead.
And Barnabas determined to take with them John.
And Barnabas, okay, determined to take with them John. So John then popped back up with him. Okay? And Barnabas like, shoot, if we finna go visit the brethren, I want John to come on. But see, you got to remember, John left while Barnabas and Paul was teaching in the synagogue. You know what I'm saying? Exhorting the Israelites that was in the synagogue. Okay? It says, go ahead.
Whose surname was Mark. But Paul thought not good to take him with them.
Paul thought it not good because he was looking at the situation, how Barnabas, how Mark left. So he was looking at that. So Paul was looking at it like, man, you left us. You was in the synagogue exhorting, you know what I'm saying, brothers, and you left. Go ahead.
Who's departed from them from Pamphylia and went not with them to the work.
See, and went not with them to the work. So while they was in Pamphylia, right? Mark went back to Jerusalem. He left. Okay, so go ahead.
And the contention
go ahead.
Was so short between them that they departed asunder one from the other. And so Barnabas took Mark.
So Paul and Barnabas was talking about the situation. The situation was so, hey, Shalom, YAHAWASHI. Hey, the situation had got so heated to where Paul and Barnabas was together at first, but they separated from each other. And Barnabas took Mark. Okay? Barnabas took Mark, and they separated from each other. Okay? So that just showing you that brothers will have personal issues amongst each other about certain brothers, but you still keep it honest. You don't lie in. You know what I'm saying? You don't lie and try to hide your thoughts about it, brother. You keep it honest, man. Okay? Paul was like, shoot, man, I feel like you shouldn't come with us to go see the brother. Man, he left us. You know what I'm saying? He ain't hide it like, come on, and then looking at him out the side of his, you know what I'm saying, out the corner of his eye, and looking at him saying, man, this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Him to come on, and then tell another brother, I really didn't want him to come.
Yeah. Like that, I really didn't want him to come. You know what I'm saying? That's being evil. But guess what though? We're gonna read on and see what Paul did. Okay? But go ahead.
And sailed onto Cyprus. And Paul chose Silas and departed, being recommended by the brethren unto the grace of the Most High.
So Barnabas and Mark wasn't even with Paul no more. He chose Silas. So Paul and Silas went to see the brothers. Okay? Go ahead.
And he went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches.
Cilicia,
like
read it again.
This is Acts 15 and 41. And he went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches.
Now Cilicia is over there in Turkey. is what Paul grew up in. Okay? It's over there in Turkey, and it's where Paul grew up at. So Paul went back home. So Paul was at home amongst the brethren in the church, because that's where he grew up at. Okay? So jumping over here to give me 1 Timothy, right? 1 Timothy, and read from 1 down to 2. 1 Timothy chapter 1 all the way down to verse 2. But the reason why I wanted to show you that is because brothers have personal issues about brothers, but you keep it honest, man. You keep it honest. And then we're gonna read in the future, Paul and Barnabas and Mark split up. I wonder they stopped doing the work because they had personal issues amongst each other. I wonder they stopped doing the work. No, they didn't stop doing the work. And by that separation, more work had got done. Okay? So it was all set up in the spirit for it to happen like that. It was all set up, because a man going is of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? So the Most High, YAHAWASHI, put the spirit on Mark to go back to Jerusalem for some reason. And he sent Paul and Barnabas to Pamphylia, okay, to do what they had to do in the synagogue. And then when they were finna go see the brethren, when they were finna go see the brethren, right, back home where Paul grew up, Paul was like, nah, Mark can't go, because he left us in Pamphylia. And the conversation had got so heated, to where Paul, Barnabas, and Mark end up splitting up. Okay? And if you go into the history about about John Mark, meaning John, surname Mark, if you go into the history about Barnabas and Mark, if I ain't mistaken, I was reading in the history that they're cousins. So the reason why Barnabas was acting like that, Mark was doing the work, but Barnabas was looking like, man, he's family, man, he's part of the body, even though he was doing the work. You know what I'm saying? They was cousins. But Paul was looking at it like, look, he left, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't go with us. So Paul was just going off experience, how people leave you, and sometimes when people leave you like that in certain situations like that, they don't continue on in the faith. So Paul was just going off that. But Barnabas was going off, look, he's doing the work, and plus he's my cousin. And I'm doing the work. Okay? So when you go into the history, you got to go into the history to get the understanding of what I'm talking about between them two. Okay, that's extra. What I'm telling you. Okay, but it was a split between them. Okay, but everybody continued doing the work. Okay, even though they had personal issues, even though Paul had a personal issue about Mark leaving him and Barnabas in Pamphylia. But Mark was still doing the work. Okay? So what we say we're going in first in what is that? Yeah, 1 Timothy, the first chapter. And read verse 1 to 2.